Hello there and a warm welcome to Superscreen News at 6, broadcasting to you live from Lagos. I am Adinike Owoye Ajiboye. A delegation of northern pastors under the aegis of the National Leadership of Arewa Pastors, a non-denominational initiative for peace in Nigeria, have expressed concerns over the increasing rate of insecurity in the country. The delegation made this known today when they visited President Muhammadu Buhari at the State House in Abuja. The president, however, commended the delegation for their comments on the country, maintaining that it does not discriminate on the basis of religion or any other guise. President Buhari also said the federal government is up and tight in its fight against insurgency in the country, insisting that the security of lives and properties of Nigerians are paramount to his administration. The Senate has reacted on President Muhammadu Buhari's approval of $1 billion for the purchase of security equipment to fight insurgency and maintain peace in the nation. A Vice Chairman Senate Committee on Media and Publicity, Senator Ben Murray Bruce, said the presidency cannot spend such amount of money except it is approved by the National Assembly. You will recall that Defense Minister Masadan Ali said President Muhammadu Buhari gave the approval for the purchase of more equipment for the military worth $1 billion when fielding questions from journalists after the president's indoor security meeting with all security chiefs. The Inspector General of Police, IGP Ibrahim Idris, has reinstated Ali Janga as the Commissioner of Police in Kogi State. Janga was reinstated by the IGP after rearresting the suspect who escaped from police custody in Lokoja, the Kogi State capital, last week. You will recall that the suspect on March 28, 2018 escaped from police custody after being paraded for illegal possession of firearms allegedly supplied by Senator Dino Malai, prompting the IG to sack the commissioner. The All Progressives Congress APC National Executive Committee NEC says it will take its final decision on the party's executive's tenure extension on Monday. National Chairman of the party, John Odige Oyegu, and the party Publicity Secretary, Bolaji Abdullahi, discussed this in Abuja at the end of a 3-hour meeting of APC governors elected and the National Working Committee of the party.
The governors, the National Working Committee of our party decided to sit and look at the issues that were seemingly dividing us. And I want to say to you, with absolute satisfaction, absolute pride, that all the issues that you have been commenting about in the last 2 days have been completely and totally resolved. We are back in business as one.
The party spokesperson, Bolaji Abdullahi, said the technical committee constituted to look into the matter will submit its report early enough for considerations.
To say that the meeting on Monday is to endorse congresses or begin to plan for congresses. We don't have any evidence that the committee is recommending that there will be congresses. The position of NEC is that those who are currently serving in executive positions at all levels in the party should, at the expiration of their tenure in June, continue in acting capacity. That position still stands. Now, when the committee submits its report tomorrow or when the NEC meets on Monday, we will now listen to the advice to be given to the committee, to be given to the party. Now, the NEC may now decide if the committee recommends that the position of NEC should be maintained, then there will be no issue. Then the president himself and those who have concern on whether the action that has been taken violates the Constitution will have more confidence in the decision we have taken. But should the committee recommend that the congresses be held, then NEC will consider the report at the same time and decide whether to reverse its earlier position or not. But as I speak to you, there is no evidence, there is nothing that suggests that the committee will recommend this way or that way.
You'll recall that the APC on Tuesday constituted a 10-member technical committee headed by Plateau State Governor Simon Lalong to advise its leadership on tenure elongation. And our Benue State government has asked the medical practitioners to address the health challenges amongst over 170,000 internally displaced persons taking refuge in 7 camps. Commissioner for Health Cecilia Ojabo disclosed this to journalists during the flag-off of a 3-day medical outreach organized by the Nigerian Air Force Medical Corps at the Abagana IDP camp in Makurdi. Ojabo said the medical outreach became necessary following the death of 6 IDPs, mostly children who were worst hit by the humanitarian crisis, starvation and malnutrition among the other children in the camps. Chairman of Takum local government in Taraba State, Shiban Tikari, has confirmed the killing of 4 family members in a night attack on Mbia Central Village of Tankum local government area of the state. Shiban, who disclosed this, said a 9-month-old baby survived the attack, maintaining that the attackers invaded the village around 2 a.m. on Wednesday and slaughtered 4 family members who were deeply asleep. Instead, the attackers, suspected to be Fulani herdsmen, also attacked Bassam, a village close to T.Y. Danjuma's farm, and set the whole village ablaze. The chairman lamented the killings in the area, saying despite the deployment of the troops of the exercise I Am Akwatuma, also known as Katris, in the area by the federal government, there is still record of casualties. A member of the House of Representatives, Rita Oji, representing Ajeromi Ifeludu Constituency 1, has attributed the problem of Nigeria to poverty and ethnicity. The legislator discussed this recently to journalists in Lagos during a trial to commission new projects in her constituency. Rita Oji is one legislator who is passionate about humanity, growth and development. Rita, who represents Ajeromi Ifeludu Constituency 1, takes the passion to the next level as she commissions new projects. She also went on an inspection tour of new projects to be carried out in Ajegule. In an interview with Superscreen, she speaks on her drive and her idea of good governance.
Good governance is the totality of the activities of people that are placed in authorities. How do they manage the power and how do they manage to rule? What is the gain of being in governance when you cannot affect the life of the people? Why would people stand under the sun and rain to vote for you when you are going there not to return again? Good governance is exemplary. What are you going to be, or what are you doing? Do you come home? Do you even know the problem of your area? Have you stand up in that house to analyze the problem your people are going through? Or do you sit down there for 4 years to sleep and wake up?
Rita, who is also a lover of young ones, organized a fun time for the children in Ajegule. She shares her vision for her constituency in the nearest future.
My future plan is seeing Ajegule greater than Ikoyi. I want to see Ajegule better than Victoria Island. I want to see Ajegule children topping the stairs. I want to see Ajegule people removed from the list of slums or urban rural dwellers. I want to talk about Ajegule. This is the area where people like Honorable Rita and other people have come out from. People that had made impact into humanity, because you know change belongs to posterity, and posterity is about humanity. So what I want to see in Ajegule is not Ajegule with rickety roads, with destroyed electric cables, with block sewage system. I want to see Ajegule that is bigger and better and robust, where peace and tranquility reign.
Constituency projects carried out by lawmakers as Rita OJ is a challenge to others who have refused to contribute their quota to their constituency. Muslim Lawyers Association of Nigeria has rejected the new directive given by the Federal Capital Territory High Court in Abuja on how lawyers should dress. According to the group, the FCT High Court had, in a press release on March 28, 2018, prohibited the use of any apparel underneath wigs by lawyers and by extension the hijab by female Muslim lawyers. However, in a communique issued at the end of its National Executive Committee meeting in Benin, Edo State on April 3, 2018, Mulan rejected the directive, describing it as unfortunate, draconian, illegal, unconstitutional, and unlawful. In a communique signed by its president, Dr. Kamal Dawood, the body contended that the directive by the FCT High Court is at variance with Section 38 of the Constitution, which guarantees citizens' right to manifest their religion. The group also noted that the court's decision is contrary to the 2004 resolution of the body of benches, which allows female law school students and legal practitioners to use head cover underneath their wigs. Niger State government has approved the sum of 300 million naira for the payment of the West African Examination Council (WAEC) for its secondary school students to encourage schooling. Commissioner for Education in the state, Fatima Madugo, said schools are being deserted almost on a daily basis by children whose family can no longer afford to meet the cost of sending them to school. Madugo also said the decision by the state government to pay the money is to offset the debts owed examination body by the immediate past government and to also pay the current fees for students writing the exam. You're still watching Superscreen News at 6, so we'll take a short break here. And when we return, we'll bring you news from Business World to say. Well, many thanks for staying with us now in Business World. Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, PENGASAN, has supported the ongoing strategic discussions between the management of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, and various consortium on the best possible funding option for the overhaul of the Nigeria's refineries. PENGASAN discussed this in a congratulatory message to the Group Managing Director of NNPC, Mekanti Baru, signed by the Association's President and General Secretary Francis Jensen and Lumumba Okubawar. According to the Oil Workers Union, the overhaul of Nigeria's refineries will help ensure uninterrupted supply of petroleum products nationwide, thus addressing the scarcity in the country. The Association of Senior Civil Servants of Nigeria, ASCSN, has alleged plans by the federal government to reinstate the suspended Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission, Merlin Guazo. The body said feelers from the presidency indicated that President Muhammadu Buhari had been under intense pressure by some members of his inner cabinet to recall Guazo, currently on suspension for alleged corrupt practices. You will recall that Guazo was suspended after being indicted for alleged financial improprieties by an administrative panel set up by the Minister of Finance, Kemi Adeosun. The association, which disclosed this in a statement by its FCT Secretary Isaac Ojemeke, said the alleged plan reinstatement will further dent the anti-graft war of the present administration. To more business news, former chairman of The National Association of Government-Approved Freight Forwarders, NAGAF, Segun Musa, has found out the new clamor of the Minister of State for Defense, Hadi Sirika, on the use of arms by Aviation Security Service, AFSEC. Segun Musa expressed his reservation in an interview with a Superscreen while reacting on the new proposal in Lagos State.
It's unfortunate that at this present security challenge period, someone will be clamoring that we should also allow AFSEC to use guns. Immediately you allow such to happen within the AFSEC. Definitely you're also saying MPA security should also use guns. And if we begin to train everybody to use arms, then it's going to end up turning the country into more dangerous environment. We have the customs, we have the immigration, we have so many other security departments that are actually carrying out the job of ensuring there's absolute security within the aviation sector. And by the time we begin to ensure that move the motion that all security department must use arms, then we are toeing a very dangerous step. It's uncalled for. It's unnecessary. Yes, we might have some security challenges within the airport, but to me, it has not actually overwhelmed the security agencies we have presently within the aviation sector.
The former NAGAF chairman also speaks on the possible solution to addressing porosity at the airports.
I think the rationale being painted to the public presently by the Honorable Minister of State is that the airport is so porous. The other security agencies are not doing what is expected of them, but that is not enough. All we need to do to correct such deficiency is just to make sure that we call other security agency and we are able to give them a mandate to improve on their methodological approach in carrying out security work within that environment.
Former NAGAF chairman Segun Musa speaking there on aviation safety. And now moving on, the Monetary Policy Committee of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, on Wednesday expressed concerns over the increase in allocations to the 3 tiers of government. The committee said that there is need for strong stabilization programs to freeze the growth in aggregate expenditure. CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele said the committee called on the Federation Account Allocation Committee to create savings needed to stabilize the economy against future oil price-related shocks. According to him, the Monetary Policy Committee observed increasing monetization of oil proceeds as evident in the growing FARC distributions relative to the 2017 level of disbursement. At the end of its meeting, the MPC resolved that a quick passage of the 2018 budget would keep the fiscal policy on track and deliver urgently needed reliefs in terms of employment and growth for the people, and called on the National Assembly to speedily pass the 2018 budget. The federal government says only 4,000 kilometers of Nigeria's 10,000-kilometer waterways is navigable. Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, who discussed this at the Nigeria-Ukraine Trade and Investment Roundtable held in Abuja, said the federal government is seeking partnership with Ukraine to further develop its waterways. He also called for increased trade volume between Nigeria and Ukraine, which is said stood at $93.3 million as of November 2017. He expressed the hope that with the visit of the Ukrainian delegation, the trade volume between the two countries will surely increase. You're still watching Superscreen News at 6. We'll take a short break here. More news after this timeout. To stay.